Welcome back, Money Hunters. Police Scarlet in today's episode. We're revealing the 4 most valuable coins that collectors are paying huge prices for right now. These coins may look ordinary, but in rare condition, they can be worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars. Stay locked in, because one of these hidden treasures could be sitting in your pocket or coin jar at this very moment. Let's uncover the value and turn knowledge into real cash potential. Money. The 1986 P. Washington quarter dollar is an intriguing and sometimes underestimated coin within the long running of the United States. Although it is a modern coin, certain high-grade or unusual examples have gained significant attention in the numismatic market. Collectors are often surprised to learn that some pristine specimens or era varieties of the 1986 P quarter can command impressive prices. Because it was struck during an era of high circulation production, finding one in exceptional condition has become increasingly difficult. This challenge, combined with the enduring popularity of the Washington quarter design, has elevated the coin's desirability among both beginner and advanced collectors interested in modern U.S. coinage. The historical context of the 1986 P quarter is closely tied to the continued legacy of the portrait coinage introduced in 1932. That year marked the 200th anniversary of Washington's birth, and the design originally replaced by 1986, the Washington quarter had already been circulating for over 5 decades and had become one of the most recognizable coins in American commerce. The P mint mark indicates that the coin was produced which began placing mint marks on quarters in 1980, while the 1986 P quarter was not minted for a special commemorative event. It represents an important period of modern U.S. coin production during the late 20th century. From a design perspective, the 1986 P. Washington quarter maintains a classic appearance created by sculptor. The obverse features a dignified left-facing portrait of George Washington, accompanied by the inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, and the year 1986. On the reverse, the coin displays a heraldic eagle with wings spread wide, clutching arrows and olive branches, symbolizing both military strength and peace. Above the eagle is the motto, E Pluribus Unum, while United States of America and quarter dollar appear along the rim. These familiar design elements have helped maintain the quarter's cultural recognition for generations. Technically, the coin is composed of a copper-nickel-clad alloy, which have been standard for U.S. quarters since 1965, when silver coinage was discontinued. The 1986 P quarter has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters and weighs approximately 5.67 grams. Its layered structure consists of a pure copper core sandwiched between outer layers of copper and nickel. Although this composition is common, collectors often search for pieces with particularly strong strikes, brilliant luster, and minimal contact marks, qualities that significantly enhance a coin's desirability and potential value. In terms of rarity, the 1986 P quarter had a relatively large mintage of over 550 million coins. Because of this high production figure, circulated examples are generally easy to obtain and are worth only face value. However, the rarity emerges when collectors look for coins in extremely high grades such as MS 66, MS 67 or higher. Modern coins often suffer from bag marks and weak strikes during mass production, making pristine pieces surprisingly scarce. Coins that remain in nearly flawless condition decades after minting become highly attractive to grading services and serious collectors. Another factor contributing to rarity is the presence of mint errors or unusual varieties. Some collectors actively search for double dies, off-center strikes, clip planchets, or other minting anomalies among 1986 P quarters. Although such errors are not common, they can dramatically increase the coin's value when authenticated. Error coins from modern issues sometimes sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on the severity and uniqueness of the mistake, making them a fascinating niche within modern numismatics. The market value of the 1986 P. Washington quarter varies widely depending on condition. Circulated coins typically remain worth only 25 cents, but uncirculated examples graded around MS 63 to MS 65 may sell for several dollars. Higher grade coins, particularly those graded MS 67 by reputable grading services, have been known to sell for several $100s at auction. In rare cases where exceptional eye appeal and near-perfect surfaces are present, prices may exceed $1,000. These premium prices reflect how difficult it is to locate modern coins that meet the strict standards of top-tier grading. Professional grading plays an essential role in establishing the value of a high-grade 1986 P quarter. Organizations such as these evaluate coins based on luster, strike quality, surface preservation, and overall eye appeal. Coins certified by these companies receive a numerical grade on the Sheldon scale from 1 to 70. A small difference in grade, such as MS 66 versus MS 67, can significantly affect the market price, which is why collectors often submit promising coins to professional certification. For collectors interested in acquiring a high-quality example, several practical strategies can improve success. Searching through original mint sets from the mid-1980s can sometimes yield well-preserved coins that have never entered circulation. Additionally, attending coin shows, visiting reputable dealers, or participating in online auctions can help collectors locate certified examples. Proper storage is also crucial. Using protective holders, avoiding humidity, and minimizing handling will preserve a coin's luster and prevent deterioration over time. In conclusion, the 1986 P. Washington quarter demonstrates that even modern coins can become valuable collectibles under the right circumstances. While most examples remain common, exceptional specimens in pristine condition, or those featuring mint errors, can achieve impressive market prices. The coin represents a continuation of the historic Washington quarter design, while highlighting the challenges of finding flawless modern coinage. For numismatic enthusiasts, the 1986 P quarter, the 1988 D Washington quarter dollar is a fascinating piece within the long-running Washington quarter series and has gradually gained attention among modern coin collectors, although it is not a bicentennial coin in the strict historical sense. Since the official bicentennial quarters were minted in 1975 to 1976, it still belongs to the broader Washington quarter lineage that celebrates the legacy of. In recent years, high-grade examples and rare mint errors of the 1988 D quarter have drawn strong interest in numismatic circles. Collectors value this coin for its combination of modern minting history, subtle varieties, and the possibility of discovering rare, high-grade specimens that can command impressive prices in the collector market. The historical background of the 1988 D quarter ties directly to the continued circulation coinage produced during the late 20th century. This coin was struck at one of the primary facilities responsible for producing circulating coins for the western United States. By 1988, the Washington quarter design had already been in circulation for over 5 decades since its introduction in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The 1988 D issue represents a period when modern minting technology allowed for high production numbers, yet subtle varieties and pristine examples could still emerge as desirable collectibles. From a design perspective, the 1988 D Washington quarter retains a classic artistry created by a sculptor. The obverse features a left-facing portrait of George Washington, accompanied by the inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date 1988. On the reverse, the coin displays a heraldic eagle with outstretched wings clutching arrows and olive branches, symbolizing strength and peace. Above the eagle is the inscription, United States of America, while below it appears the denomination quarter dollar. The D mint mark beneath the wreath indicates its origin from the Denver Mint, an important identifying feature for collectors. Technically, the coin was struck using a copper-nickel-clad composition, consisting of outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. The coin measures approximately 24.3 millimeters in diameter and weighs about 5.67 grams, which is standard for modern quarters. While millions were produced, the beauty of a sharply struck and well-preserved 1988 D quarter can be impressive, especially when the details of Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers remain crisp and fully defined. Coins preserved in pristine mint condition often reveal a brilliant luster that reflects the quality of late 20th century U.S. minting. Despite its relatively high mintage, over 596 million coins, Rarity arises primarily from condition scarcity. Most 1988 D quarters entered circulation and experienced heavy wear over decades of use. As a result, top-grade examples graded mint state 67 or higher are far less common than their mintage might suggest. Modern collectors often seek coins graded by professional services, such as, or, where only a small percentage of surviving coins achieve elite grades. This condition rarity is a major factor behind the coin's rising collector interest. In addition to condition rarity, certain mint errors and varieties have elevated the 1988 D quarters desirability. Examples with double dies, off-center strikes, or die cracks can command substantial premiums depending on their visibility and uniqueness. Error coins are particularly appealing because they represent unexpected variations in the minting process, making each example distinctive. Collectors of modern era coins frequently search through rolls of quarters in hopes of finding such anomalies, and the 1988 D issue has produced a few notable discoveries over the years. The market value of a typical circulated 1988 D quarter remains close to its face value of 25 cents, as is common with most modern circulation coins. However, uncirculated examples in mint state condition can range from $3 to $20, depending on their eye appeal and preservation. Coins graded MS-67 may sell for $150 to $400, while exceptionally rare MS-67 Plus or MS-68 specimens have achieved prices exceeding $1,000 at major auctions. Error varieties, particularly dramatic off-center strikes or strong double dies, can sometimes reach similar or even higher price levels depending on demand among collectors. Several factors drive the value of the 1988 D quarter in today's numismatic market. First, collectors of Washington quarters often aim to complete full date and mint sets, creating steady demand for well-preserved examples. Second, the modern coin market has increasingly recognized the importance of top population coins, those with the highest certified grades known. Finally, online auction platforms and global coin communities have expanded access to rare examples, allowing collectors from around the world to compete for the finest known specimens. For collectors interested in acquiring a high-quality 1988 D quarter, careful examination is essential. Look for coins with minimal contact marks, strong luster, and sharp details in Washington's hair and the eagle's wings. Certification by reputable grading services, such as PCGS or NGC, provides assurance of authenticity and grade, which is particularly important when purchasing higher-value coins. Proper storage in protective holders or coin capsules will also help preserve the coin's condition and prevent damage from moisture, air, or handling. In conclusion, the 1988 D Washington quarter may appear ordinary at first glance, but within the world of numismatics, it offers surprising potential for collectors and investors alike. Its historical connection to the enduring Washington quarter series, combined with the scarcity of top-grade examples and occasional mint errors, has elevated its status in modern coin collecting. Whether discovered in circulation, purchased from a dealer, or acquired through an auction, a pristine 1988 D quarter represents both a piece of American monetary history and a collectible with lasting appeal. For dedicated numismatists, it stands as a reminder that even relatively modern coins can become valuable treasures when preserved in exceptional condition. The 1993 D quarter dollar issue is not inherently rare in circulated grades. Exceptional specimens in pristine mint condition, particularly those graded MS-67 or higher, have become highly desirable in numismatic markets. As collectors increasingly focus on top population modern coins, the finest known examples of the 1993 D quarter can command impressive premiums, making it a noteworthy entry in the modern collectible coin category. The historical background of the 1993 D quarter reflects a period when the United States Mint was producing coins primarily for everyday circulation rather than commemorative purposes. The Washington quarter design itself honors the first president of the United States and was originally introduced to commemorate the 200th anniversary of his birth in 1932. By 1993, the design had already become one of the most recognizable symbols of American currency. The Denver Mint, which produced the 1993 D variety, played a crucial role in supplying circulating coinage across the western United States. Although the coin does not commemorate a specific event, it represents continuity in American monetary history during the late 20th century. From a design standpoint, the 1993 D. Washington quarter maintains a classic appearance established decades earlier. The obverse features a left-facing portrait of, designed by sculptor, with the inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date 1993. The reverse depicts a heraldic eagle with wings spread, clutching arrows and olive branches, symbolizing both military readiness and peace. The coin is composed of a copper-nickel-clad composition, containing an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. It measures approximately 24.3 millimeters in diameter and weighs 5.67 grams, specification standard for modern quarters produced since 1965. What makes the 1993 D quarter particularly interesting to collectors are its subtle variations and the potential for high-grade preservation. Although millions were struck, very few survived in flawless condition due to the heavy handling typical of circulating coinage. Coins with sharply defined details, brilliant luster, and minimal contact marks stand out significantly. Certain pieces also exhibit minor die varieties or striking anomalies that can increase desirability among specialists who seek distinctive examples of otherwise common issues. Rarity in the case of the 1993 D quarter is largely determined by condition rarity rather than low mintage. While tens of millions were produced at the Denver Mint, the vast majority entered circulation immediately. Over time, most were worn down through daily use, leaving relatively few in pristine mint state. Coins graded MS-66, MS-67, or higher by professional grading services represent only a tiny fraction of the original mintage. These high-grade survivors are often discovered in original mint rolls or carefully preserved collections. The market value of the 1993 D. Washington quarter varies dramatically depending on its condition. In circulated grades, the coin typically holds a value close to its face value of 25 cents. However, uncirculated examples can range from a few dollars to significantly higher amounts depending on grade quality. Coins graded around MS-65 may sell for approximately $10 to $25, while superior specimens graded MS-67 or above can reach $150 to $400 in competitive collector markets. Exceptional pieces with near-perfect surfaces and strong eye appeal have occasionally realized even higher prices at specialized auctions. Another factor influencing value is the presence of notable mint errors or unusual die characteristics. Examples with off-center strikes, double dies, or striking irregularities can command premiums far beyond the standard market price for regular issues. Although such errors are uncommon for the 1993 D quarter, they are actively sought by error coin enthusiasts. When authenticated and graded, these varieties may reach hundreds of dollars depending on the severity and uniqueness of the error. For collectors seeking a valuable 1993 D quarter, careful examination is essential. High-quality examples should display strong luster, minimal contact marks, and crisp details in Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers. Professional certification from reputable grading organizations such as OR is strongly recommended, as grading accuracy can significantly influence the coin's value. Certified coins also offer greater confidence for buyers and sellers in the marketplace. Proper storage is equally important for maintaining a coin's condition and long-term value. Collectors typically use protective holders, archival coin flips, or graded slabs to shield coins from environmental damage. Avoiding excessive handling and exposure to moisture or chemicals helps preserve the coin's natural luster and surfaces. Those interested in acquiring a high-grade example often search through original bankrolls, attend coin shows, or purchase from reputable numismatic dealers and auction houses. In conclusion, the 1993 D. Washington quarter represents a fascinating example of how modern coins can achieve collectible status through exceptional condition and rarity at the highest grades. While most examples remain common in circulation, the finest specimens demonstrate impressive market value and appeal among dedicated collectors. Its connection to the enduring legacy combined with a long history of the Washington Quarter series, ensures that this coin continues to hold a respected place in modern numismatics. The 1995 D-quarter dollar has gained attention among numismatists because certain high-grade examples and unusual varieties can command impressive premiums. For collectors interested in modern U.S. coinage, this issue represents a fascinating intersection of mass production and condition-based rarity, making it a coin that can be surprisingly valuable despite its relatively recent origin. The historical background of the coin begins with the Washington Quarter Series itself, first introduced in 1932 to honor the first president of the. By 1995, the design had already been in circulation for over 6 decades and had become one of the most recognizable coins in American commerce. The Denver Mint struck millions of these quarters in response to everyday circulation demand. During this period, the United States Mint continued to refine production technology and quality control, but coins were still produced in enormous numbers, meaning only the best preserved examples would later become desirable to collectors. From a design perspective, the 1995 D. Washington Quarter features a classic portrait of George Washington on the obverse, originally designed by sculptor. The portrait faces left and is accompanied by the inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date 1995. The reverse displays an eagle with outstretched wings perched on a bundle of arrows and framed by olive branches, symbolizing both military readiness and peace. The coin has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters and weighs approximately 5.67 grams. It is composed of a copper core with outer layers of copper-nickel clad, the standard composition for U.S. quarters since 1965. Although the design itself is common, what makes the 1995 D quarter interesting is a potential for exceptional condition and subtle varieties. The D mint mark beneath the date indicates its production at the Denver Mint. On most coins, this feature is small but crisp. Collectors often examine the mint mark closely for anomalies such as repunched mint marks, die deterioration, or striking irregularities. In modern numismatics, such small differences can significantly influence desirability and value, particularly among specialists who focus on the Washington Quarter Series. Rarity for the 1995 D quarter does not come from low mintage. In fact, the Denver Mint produced more than 1 billion quarters that year, making it extremely common in circulation. However, true scarcity appears in gem quality, examples graded at the highest levels. Coins graded MS67 or higher by leading certification services, such as PCGS or NGC, are surprisingly rare because most coins entered circulation and suffered wear or contact marks. This condition rarity is what creates strong demand among advanced collectors. Another factor that contributes to value is the presence of minting errors. While not widespread, some 1995 D quarters show off-center strikes, die cracks, or double die characteristics. These anomalies can make otherwise common coins unique. Error collectors often seek these pieces because each example tells a small story about the minting process. When authenticated and graded, such coins can sell for significantly higher prices than ordinary circulated specimens. In terms of market value, most circulated 1995 D quarters are worth only their face value of 25 cents. However, the picture changes dramatically for coins in exceptional condition. Uncirculated examples graded MS63 to MS65 typically sell for a few dollars, reflecting their relative availability among collectors. Higher grade coins, such as MS66 or MS67, can reach values between $40 and $150, depending on appeal and market demand. The finest known examples, particularly those with near-perfect surfaces, have occasionally sold for several $100s at auction. The value of these high-grade coins is driven by multiple factors. First, registry set collectors, those building top-graded sets registered with grading services, actively compete for the finest available coins. Second, modern coins in pristine condition are harder to find than many people expect because minor scratches and bag marks are common during minting and distribution. As a result, a seemingly ordinary quarter can become a valuable collectible when preserved in exceptional condition. For collectors hoping to acquire a valuable 1995 D quarter, careful examination is essential. Look for coins with strong luster, sharp details in Washington's hair, and the eagle's feathers and minimal contact marks. Certification by reputable grading services, such as PCGS or NGC, can confirm authenticity and condition, which significantly enhances market confidence. Proper storage in protective holders and climate-controlled environments also helps maintain the coin's condition and long-term value. In conclusion, the 1995 D. Washington quarter may appear ordinary at first glance, but it demonstrates how modern coins can gain importance through condition rarity and collector demand. While millions were produced, only a small fraction survive in top-tier condition, making those examples surprisingly valuable. For numismatic enthusiasts, the coin represents both a piece of everyday American history and a reminder that hidden treasures can still exist within modern circulation coinage. With careful collecting and preservation, exceptional examples of the 1995 D quarter may continue to appreciate and remain a fascinating part of contemporary U.S. numismatics. The 1996 P. Washington quarter is an interesting modern issue within the long-running program. Although it is not part of the famous bicentennial design, it remains an important coin for collectors who specialize in late 20th century U.S. currency. Struck at the facility in Philadelphia, this quarter carries a small P mint mark and represents a period when circulating coinage was produced in very large quantities for everyday commerce. Despite its common origins, certain high-grade examples and rare mint errors have turned the 1996 P quarter into a surprisingly desirable collectible. For numismatists, the coin offers a blend of accessibility, historical continuity, and the potential for valuable discoveries, particularly when found in exceptional condition. The 1996 P quarter was minted during a time when we were preparing for a major shift in American coinage design. Just a few years later, the Washington quarter series would transition into the popular 50-state quarters program. Coins produced in 1996 therefore represent the closing era of the classic quarter design that had circulated since 1932. This design honors and commemorates his 200th birth anniversary when it was originally introduced. The 1996 coins were struck at the historic, one of the oldest and most significant minting facilities in the country. While the coin itself does not commemorate a specific event, it forms part of the long historical narrative of American coinage and represents the final years before a dramatic redesign. The obverse of the 1996 P quarter displays the well-known portrait of, designed by sculptor, Washington faces left with the inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, in the year 1996. The reverse side features a heraldic eagle with outstretched wings, clutching arrows and olive branches, symbols of military readiness and peace. Above the eagle are the words United States of America, while E pluribus unum appears above the bird. The coin's clean and balanced composition has made it one of the most recognizable designs in American coinage history. Like other modern Washington quarters, the 1996 P coin is composed of a copper core layered between outer sheets of copper nickel-clad metal. It measures approximately 24.3 millimeters in diameter and weighs about 5.67 grams. The edge is reeded, a traditional feature that once prevented precious metal coins from being shaved. Though the coin's metallic composition does not include silver, its precise minting and detailed design can appear particularly striking when preserved in pristine, uncirculated condition. Brilliant luster, sharp strikes, and minimal surface marks greatly enhance its visual appeal. The Philadelphia Mint produced hundreds of millions of 1996 P quarters for circulation, making the coin very common in everyday change during the late 1990s. However, the majority of these coins entered circulation and experienced heavy wear over time. As a result, high-grade specimens that remain close to their original mint state are much harder to find today. Coins graded MS-66 or higher by professional grading services are relatively scarce compared with the enormous total mintage. This contrast between high production numbers and limited top-grade survivors is one of the main reasons collectors still pursue this issue. While the typical circulated 1996 P quarter is easy to obtain, the coin becomes significantly rarer in gem condition. Examples graded MS-67 or above by organizations such as or are scarce and highly valued. Additionally, collectors search for mint errors, including off-center strikes, double dies, and clipped planchets. These unusual varieties can dramatically increase the coin's desirability because they represent rare production anomalies from the minting process. Error coins from this year occasionally attract strong attention at auctions. In terms of market value, most circulated in 1996, P quarters are worth only their face value of 25 cents. However, uncirculated examples can sell for several dollars depending on their quality. Coins graded MS-65 may bring around $5 to $15, while MS-66 specimens can reach $20 to $50 among collectors. The most valuable examples, such as MS-67 or MS-67 plus graded coins, have occasionally sold for $100 to $400 at auction due to their rarity in such pristine condition. Error coins or unique varieties can exceed these amounts, sometimes reaching several $100s or more depending on severity and visibility of the error. Several factors contribute to the coin's continued popularity among collectors. First is its connection to the long-running Washington quarter design, one of the most recognizable coins in American history. Second, the 1996 P coin represents a transitional period shortly before the introduction of the state quarter series. Third, the challenge of finding ultra-high-grade examples adds excitement for modern coin collectors who enjoy searching for overlooked treasures in rolls or collections. These elements combine to create a modest but steady demand within the numismatic market. Collectors interested in acquiring a high-quality 1996 P quarter should focus on coins with strong luster, minimal contact marks, and sharp details in Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers. Purchasing coins certified by reputable grading services, such as or ensures authenticity and accurate grading. Proper storage is also essential. Coins should be kept in protective holders or albums and stored in dry environments to prevent toning or corrosion. Many collectors search through bank rolls or purchase mint sets in hopes of finding exceptional examples. The 1996 P Washington quarter may appear ordinary at first glance, yet hold a meaningful place in modern American numismatics. As part of the enduring tradition, it reflects decades of consistent coin design honoring. While common in circulation, the coin's value increases dramatically when preserved in superb condition or when unusual mint errors are present. For collectors, it represents both a historical artifact and a potential opportunity for discovery. Its combination of accessibility, historical continuity, and collectible appeal ensures that the 1996 P quarter will remain an interesting and worthwhile piece for both beginner and advanced numismatists alike.